Sydney's got its mojo back, and how? You only have to look at the figures. There is a real can-do attitude in the city. We want the business, and also we're spending a lot of time investigating what our strategic partners want in an event, how we can deliver, but more than that, how we can deliver something unique. And that is, I think, the hub and the core of our product offering.
One of the most important economic corridors is the economic corridor that runs between Shanghai and Hong Kong and Singapore and Sydney. If you wanted to run the other direction, we could top it off with Delhi on one side and Manila on the other. But that, my friends, is where global growth is going to be driven from. It's imperative that you get to understand Asia. It's imperative that you take your events to Asia. If you don't, I can almost guarantee that you will lose relevancy and someone will take your service away from you because they figured it out first.
What's really important to the internationals is the engagement with Asia that you get when you come to Sydney. We welcome nearly 40% of all international visitors and 22% growth from China. Then you take the journey through to Darling Harbour and you see the 20 hectares where the new International Convention Centre, Exhibition and Entertainment complex is being built. And that connects up to the whole innovation hub that we have of startups and that entrepreneurial spirit.
70% of all the startups, all of in the innovation space in Australia, are happening here in Sydney. And so close to our convention centre now, we've got a university, we've got a creative industry hub. In fact, we've got multiple hubs. We've got some of the world's best brains working within a walk, a short taxi ride from the convention centre.
This is a way to showcase some of those clusters of capability that are in the city that quite frankly aren't really telling their story internationally or even nationally. It's not a place where conventions are held, it's a place where capability is exhibited and where people gather to meet and create those connections between the local population, the local community and the local participants in that field and their colleagues and peers from around the world.
Stone and Chalk is the result of a collaboration between industry, government and universities, and the genesis for the idea came from some research done by the Committee for Sydney and KPMG. In understanding what it takes to be a great fintech hub, they said that we need a co-working space, incubator, a development of this kind of infrastructure, this shared infrastructure for entrepreneurs.
Sydney is providing a really nice melting pot. There's at least 5 or more top-class universities within the Greater Sydney area. There's several both large Australian and international corporate organisations headquartered here in Sydney. So there's a fantastic pool of talent, there's a fantastic availability of capital, and I think we've got this proximity to Asia. And I think what Australians are starting to realise is just how incredible an opportunity it is to effectively make in Australia for Asia. I think we're going to see a real big explosion of trade at a completely different level in a whole new series of industries.
It's an enormous infrastructure program underway at the moment. We're talking in terms of billions, whether we're talking about some of the light rail project that is underway in the heart of the city, or the metro project which will deliver the first metro service into our transport system. All of these are operating as PPPs, and I've never seen both the private sector and government working as closely and as strongly as we've been seeing in the last few years. There is a real sense that Sydney's the place to be.
Sydney could be called a fashion victim. It has to be the best of the best, it has to be the front of the front, and to do all this with all the construction, 29,000 cranes in the sky, it is adding to the city and adding to the infrastructure that we all love and enjoy.
This genuinely is a major opportunity to change the shape of the city and to get it right for the population growth that we know is coming.
Sydney's reaching another peak that's going to take it even higher and greater and take it long into the future in terms of reputation, quality of living, employment and innovation opportunities. It's a very, very exciting time. And we think when that story's told, people are going to be very excited by it.